Welcome back to Wrenches in Motion, where if it ain't broke, I ain't buying it. And today, well, it's broke, of course. So let's take a look. We're going to move the CRV out of here slowly because the transmission's still jacked up. But we got to bring the element in. A friend of mine brought his CL Type S down, and we did some work on that. And on the way back from the parts run, we could smell brakes. And the left rear was super hot. So we got calipers for the rear, both sides of course. We got rotors for the front because the rotors were kind of jacked up, and I just did a pad slap. So if I'm going to give it to my wife to drive up in New York, I'd rather have, you know, the brakes functioning 100%. All right, we got our tools in place. First step, jack it up, get on jack stand, get the wheel off. I don't think you really want to see that. You've probably seen that in 10s, maybe 20s of my videos so far. So yeah, let's get this done. I'll be back when that's done. All right, so what I'm going to do is there's two 17s to hold the caliper bracket on. So I'm going to take the bracket and the caliper off at the same time. And then these out of the way. I'll separate it later. Just going to hang there for a few seconds. Get the rotor out of there. Get a new one. Oh, come on now. Alright, and you know what we do with these, right? First thing we do, spray them down. Get rid of all that oil on there. First you got to get it out of the package. Sometimes that's a challenge in itself. Alright, spray these things down. Perfect. Slap it on there. Now, before we put it on, you notice it's got these two beveled holes. These are for the screws to go in here when they're on the assembly line so the rotors don't fall off. If you have a Honda and you're doing brakes and you take the screws out, if you're able to get them out, don't put them back in. Just do yourself that favor. Or if you're going to put them back in, anti-seize them real good and then put them in, because I've had to drill out quite a few of these things. Okay, now the reason we shouldn't be able to put this right back on. Oh, I guess we can. I was concerned about the rotor thickness. This being newer, it's probably thicker. This wouldn't come on, or it wouldn't go right on. So I grabbed the brake tool set, and it looks like I won't need it. So let me try to get these 17s back in. And this will be like the easy side. Of course, this is not going to go as planned. Oh, come on, you're right there. These things can be so close and yet so far. So let me put this on, and I'm going to put the music back on. If you were here, you'd be listening to I Wanna Rock by Twisted Sister. Let's get you a little closer maybe. Alright, time to do the other side. You may be wondering why I've got the wheel turned when I'm doing this. And that's because it's easier to access with the socket. The suspension stuff doesn't get in your way. So, that being said, oh, if you were here, you'd be listening to Way Cool Jr. by Rat. But since you're not, you'll have to find it yourself. I'm almost 60, so, you know, I listen to the hair bands, because that's what I grew up with. Seen a bunch of concerts, but not nearly enough, of course. Early Def Leppard, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden. Oh heck, I don't know. There's been a bunch. I never got to see Van Halen though. I really wish I would have. That kind of irritates me. And then I almost saw AC/DC, but Oh, this one we may have to spread. That one feels kind of... Alright, let's get a hammer. I'll be right back. Okay, hammer acquired. Let's see if we can knock this thing off of here. Oh, geez. Yeah, okay. Easy enough. Yeah, those... I mean, they're not terrible rotors, but we'll throw new ones on just because I love the wife. Okay, now, is this going to fit, or are we going to have to squish it? Oh, that's going to fit too. Perfect. Okay, so I found a little, I don't know if a trick that's going to work all the time, but one hand for the bolt trying to get it in, and the other hand moving the caliper, which is, yeah, not the easiest thing in the world because you got to wrap around everything. And the hand that's holding the caliper is also pushing in the rotor. Yeah, this is gonna not be easy. I guess that's fine. That's probably the way it's gonna go. So I'm just gonna get out of here for now and put the music on while I finish this. Okay, we finished up the fronts. Those look good. Now, for the backs, I don't know if it's the caliper or the emergency brake on this side that was locking up. But what we're going to do is we're going to jack it up. We're going to take both back wheels off at the same time. Throw it on jack stands. And start rotating these things. See if we can see what went wrong. We do have both calipers. Just in case one's locked up. The plan is to test this. Is to try to rotate it. And if it rotates really difficult, we will take the caliper off. And then try it. And if it still is difficult, then that means it's something in the emergency brakes. If it spins free, then it's a caliper. So let's take a look with the wheel on. I can barely move that thing. Let's come over here to the other side. You're still on a tripod, so hopefully you can see. I'm gonna walk right in front of you, of course. And this one moves nice and easy. So we definitely got a problem on that side. So let's get over there and let's take a look. I'm gonna bring you over here. Alright, well, let's see if we can not set you on the brake tools. Okay, so a couple 17s, get this bracket off here. What I like about doing this kind of stuff is climb under it, you can take a look at what's going on. The rear diff mount needs to be replaced. That rubber's cracked, so just a little bit more, but that's fine. You know, 300 and some thousand miles. Oh, these are not 17s. Oh, it's gonna be a different size, of course. Oh, it'd be the same. Let's try 15. Under there. No, let's try 14. Whoop, wrong one. How about 13 and 14 get messed up? Yep, that's the one. Okay. Let's get our 14 on here. Let's see if we can get this bracket off of here. Holy cow, nope. Alright. And that won't do it. You got a couple choices. I don't want to break the ratchet, so we'll use the Manuel method. Oh, those were in there. Holy cow. They didn't have to be that tight. Alright. Now let's get them out of there. I'm going to smack my head on this thing, I know it. That's just going to happen. I really hope it's not the hose that's collapsed. So. plenty smooth. So it's not the emergency brakes, it is the caliper hanging up. And it's a good thing we got new calipers. So let's yeah, let's figure out how we're gonna do this. I don't know if I'm gonna take that. I really don't want to do it under here, but I can. What size is that? 12? No, 13. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully you can. Were my 12 and 13 messed up too? Yep. Okay, so that's going to be a 14 as well. Yep. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cover back on the brake reservoir so it doesn't leak out so fast. I'm going to take this off, get the new caliper, pop that on the new caliper real quick, and then I can go ahead and do the rest of it. But I want to get that line done first. That way it doesn't leak all the brake fluid all over the place. So let me get prepared to do that. I don't know if you guys need to see all this. Let me see if I can get in closer. I zoom in a little bit. Okay, let's try this. These are reman calipers, so I got to send them back, the old ones back. Don't destroy the box. Oh, nice, comes with all new hardware. Okay, so it's going to go like this. I'm going to get these. Let's check the size on these, make sure they're 14s. No, they're not. Are they 12s? They're 12s. So that's going to add a little bit to it. We're going to have to take that out and quickly swap it over. And swap sockets at the same time. Because why would you use the same size hardware that the factory did? Okay, so as we know, on the brake line bolt, it's a banjo bolt. You get a crush washer on top. The line fitting goes in there. Crush washer on the bottom, and then you slam it in. So if you're ready, I'm ready. What I should do is I should get a vice grips and pinch this line so it doesn't leak as much fluid. And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put the cap back on the reservoir. Like I said I was going to do. Don't pay attention to me. Don't look at what I'm doing because of whatever. But and go. Or not go. Oh boy, okay. Yeah, I'll stop. See if I get this thing cracked open. No. I need something to hold that. Because this is way tighter than it should be. Or, we do it this way. We'll get the 1/2-inch ratchet. Does not tighten. Let's go get a 14mm socket for the big ratchet. Okay, all I've got to do now is make sure I don't smash my fingers, because that can happen. And if I can't get this in a good spot, I'll use it. There we go. Alright, so hopefully, here we go. Yep, that's off. Okay. Let's just keep going. Alright, get the caliper out of there, get the bolt out of there. Caliper's out. Bolt is out. New bolt is in. Oh, the crush washer's on. Calipers in place. It's got to go in there. But you won't because you want to be a pain. Come on. All I want you to do is go in. You should want to. Well, there shouldn't be any tension on that line. But there is, of course. And you're going to drop your crush washer probably 6 times. Okay, this should be a lot easier than what it is. This should just pop right on there. It feels like it's in there. The threads just don't want to start. Okay, so you got the idea. I'm gonna stop it and come back when I get that thing on there, because this is gonna be some screaming. All right, we got our caliper on the line, finally. So now, let's take this old caliper off the bracket and set the caliper aside and put the bracket back on. Or maybe we won't. Holy cow. Okay, once again, way too tight. So let's get the 1/2 inch and the 12 millimeter. Now let's get them things out of there. Here's a tip that you guys probably already know. When you put your line on your caliper and you get it all tight, go ahead and spray it with brake cleaner, get it all nice and dry, and make sure it doesn't leak. Because I have had brand new calipers leak, and that's not a good day. Especially when you have to order them in, and you're like, oh, this is going to set me back another week. So, always check it. Alright, that's on. We're going to throw some grease on here, put our pads on, throw our caliper on. I already checked the slides. They're working fine, so we don't need to do anything with that. And oh, they gave us new slides and little rubber things, so we're going to change them too. Why not? These are really easy. Well, they should be really easy anyway. Get them out of there. These should just come out like that. We'll take our slide out of there. Come on. I said we're going to take our slide out of there. Here we go. Alright, let's get some grease. We'll grease up our new slides, put them in with our new little rubber things that hopefully won't leak. And we'll be back. Okay, so lessons learned. We'll do this on the other side. When you're replacing the sliders and the rubbers, put the rubber in the bracket first, because that is a real pain, and then put the slide in and push the rubber over the slide. That is the easiest way to do it, and they're nice and free now. So we're going to go ahead and wash our hands, put the pads on, put the caliper on, and notice that we're leaking. And that's not what we wanted to see. Oh, let me get you off the thing and I'll show you what we're doing, what we're dealing with. Okay, remember I said even new calipers can leak? Look at that fluid. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put it together, and we'll look at that line and that fitting, and we'll crank down on it some more and see if we can get it to quit leaking. And finally, there's one side done. except for the bleeding, of course. So let us go ahead and get over to the other side and get that one started. Alright, so we're over here on the other side. We've already got this loose. And I started taking the hardware out. And we got our slides, we got our rubbers, we got our caliper mounting bolts, we got the anti-rattle thing. We got the caliper, we get the crush washers, and that's plugged. And there is no banjo bolt. The other side came with a new banjo bolt. This side did not. Hang on. Yes, I just wanted to verify that the other side did come with a new banjo bolt. So what is the deal with this? No, we'll just have to use our old one. I mean, not that big of a deal. Threads should fit. Just kind of wasn't expecting it, that's all. Alright, let's get this caliper off of the bracket. We'll get the bracket out. Get the slides and the rubbers out. Get the new ones in. And then we'll come on and mess with that line, because you know how fun that is. Oh, look what was in the box. Okay. I don't know why it wasn't in the bag, but okay, we're good. We got all the parts. So let's let's get doing what we were doing. Well, the brakes are done, and evidently they didn't like the way I was bleeding them. So, waiting for someone else to show up, and we'll get these brakes bled, and we'll throw the wheels back on, move it out of here, pull Kenny in because he is coming in to pull some parts off of Kenny, and then I guess we'll have to push Kenny back when we're done, and we'll be done with the Element once again. Oh, it's another day. Probably another month, probably several months since we've been on the Blue Element, but here we are again. I just brought it back from New York. Kidnapped it from the wife. So we got new headlights going in today. I'm going to try to put front struts in it. I'm going to try to replace the front pads and rotors. And I've got adjustable upper control arms for the back. Try to straighten out the back wheels a little bit because they are tilting in towards the top. We got a little bit of camber going on, especially on this side. I don't know what I'm all going to get done today, but we're going to do a few things. I'm going to try not to take the whole front end apart. Hopefully I can just get it pushed out enough to get the headlight out, but we'll see how that goes. The reason it's in the garage is because the carport's loaded with the Pilot, which I'll be honest, I haven't even touched in a couple weeks. Supposed to be an engine swap going on, but I guess I'm getting kind of lazy right now. And we got the one Tribute in here, which I'm waiting on parts for, which should be here tomorrow, so we can get that buttoned up and get that at least out of the carport and rolling. But you'll see that on another video. Of course, the camera battery's dying. So with that being said, let's see if we can get the battery changed and see if we can get these headlights swapped out. Well, the first step is obviously going to be these clips, which are probably going to break. Or maybe not. No. They're new clips, but it seems like the new Chinese clips break a whole lot easier than the old Japanese ones did. Probably cheaper plastic, I would guess, more brittle, but actually these just came right out. So we'll take that as a win. Get this out of here. I believe there's only one 10mm bolt holding the headlights in. So let's see if we can get some more of these clips out of here. Like I said, I really don't want to take the whole front end off. If I can help it. I mean, if I have to, I have to. It's easy on these Elements to get this front end apart, which is nice. Oh, this part's been repainted before. How about that? Okay. Oh, come on, get out there. So I'm going to grab the camera here in a second and show you what I had to do to get the front end to even fit right. Because previous owner, which was the original owner, that's right, I got a one-owner vehicle. Did a little boo-boo in this front side. And this is all torn, so I had to drill new holes in the plastic, and I put some clips in there. I mean, it's holding it. It's not, 100%, but it works. It's holding the bumper on. That's pretty much all we're asking for. Get these out of here. Put these in a separate spot. Oh, look at that. I think we're going to make it. All right, grab this real quick. Oh, and of course you got one on side. Okay, is that it? Sometimes they put them on the inside too. It looks like there's one on the inside too, maybe? Yep, there is. Alright, let's see if we can get in here. We may need an extension. Or, yep, we need an extension, of course. So, not bad. 3 bolts and a few clips. I'm kind of really surprised, actually. Alright, where are you? No, we must have it, so I'd like just move out of the way. This one here, we'll get that out of there. This one here we'll pull out. And that's it. This headlight's really bad. So let's get the next one. I think we're going to have to take this bracket off, which is another 2 10mm bolts. And that should be it. But first, here's the new one. Got this from a company called Brock. Don't know who they are. Never used them before. But boy, they sure are nice and shiny. And yep, we definitely need to put the bracket on top, so we'll do that. When we come back, we'll pop this thing in. It's already got a headlight bulb in it. Nice. I like that. Actually, I might just keep you recording. I'm going to back you up, though, so you might be able to see what I'm doing. Let me try to swing this around. Possibly lower it down. All right. I just hope these fit. You know how aftermarket stuff works. But I'm not buying new Honda headlights. That is not going to happen. Yeah, so far so good. Bolted right in. Okay. Get that out of the way. I guess I could have showed you the sad looking front end with these lights in it, but you know what bad headlights look like. Oh, I have to get that thing out of there. No! Come out! They put these little taped on plugs over the light bulb holes. Hopefully you get them back out. Oh, come on. Oh, don't tell me you're not going to fit. Alright, well, it's in there. Alright, let's pop this thing back in. Up over the top of that so we get that one in. That one. Oh. Are you really going to be that difficult? I'd say yes, you are going to be that difficult. You're not even close to lining up because that has to go in there. Alright. Oh, no. So why aren't you lining up? Is anything lining up? No. That has to go in there further. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is try. I don't know if that'll go in there or not. It won't. But if we cut that off, it'll fit. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now my hands are all full of grease. This little piece right here has to slide in there. And it won't right now. It's got a little raised edge. I'm not sure if it goes in and then this like holds it in or what. But we got 3 bolts holding the headlight in, so we don't even need that. I'm just going to cut that little tip off there, push it in, and get this thing bolted back in. Okay, well, you have to be smarter than the light bulb. And for me, sometimes that's not the easiest thing in the world. So I guess we just deal with it. The lights have a little post that has to stick through this that hole in order to line up. And I was hitting it, I wasn't even getting it in, so that's why the light wouldn't go in. So now we got that done. Oh yeah, plenty of room here. Do this other one real quick. Just need to slide in a little bit too. Maybe. Okay. That is it. One headlight replaced. Let's do the other side. Well, the goal of not taking the front end off kind of went south. So let me see if we got lights that work, and then we'll put this front end back on. Running lights. Yep. All right. Headlights. These probably need to be adjusted, of course. And yep, all right, got headlights. Got brights. Looks like it. Yep, got brights. Blinkers work? Well, they sure do. Okay, we are done with that. Test is fine. Let's see if we can get this front end back together, and then yeah, I'm sure all kinds of clips pull out of the bottom, but this side here is going to be more critical because this one wasn't broke like the other one was. Yep. Yeah, it kind of looks like garbage. But, okay, let's get a clip that might work, actually. Okay, let's do this side. Yeah, tucking this up in here. Oh, okay, well, it's just going to pop right in. Let's just pop it right in then. I'll take that every day of the week. Come on. Okay, fine. Be that way. Man, shoot, no complaints over here. Get in there. Just like that. I want this one going now. Did I not drill a hole big enough? Well, that was a good shot of my back, huh? I'm gonna take some more of these out, pull this over, I think. Because that is not gonna line up. Well, the joys about working with plastic instead of metal is that you can move it. We might just end up leaving that one out. Because if we can get this one in, that might be all we need. Just go in. Is one of these a different diameter? No, that one went right in. Ow! Oh, that hurt. Ouch. Okay, well, it's in. All right, I think these were actually with that. So let me get that, but two. One in the middle. This one here for sure goes here. And that one I think we're just going to leave out. What is your deal? Besides having a rock in you. Yeah. We might have to go full pole barn garage on this and shoot a couple self-tappers in there to hold it. What do you think? Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan to me. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you with putting the rest of this together. There's just a bunch more clips. Alright, so I was taking a better look around. The brakes don't need to be done, so we're not going to do those. Struts definitely. I just see tie rod ends need to be done. And take a look at this. I don't know if you can see all the cracking in there. I just did this last year. This particular lower control arm. And I believe it was a SKP brand. I'll look in my Rock Auto cart. Yeah, it was, because that's what I got for the other side too. Totally not recommended. I'm going to put one on the other side, and then next year I'm probably going to have to do them both again anyway. So, totally not recommending SKP parts. At least for lower control arms on a Honda Element. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the tie rod off. We're going to take the cables off of the strut. We're going to unbolt the bottom of the strut, and then we're going to come up here, and we're going to undo these 3 bolts up here and take this strut out. Alright, got everything loose. Let's see if we can get this strut out of here. Hope so. Come on, go. Get off of there. And of course, it's not going to be easy. Why would it be easy? Just get off. Sometimes you gotta convince it. Alright, so there's the old strut. Oh, now the question is gonna be, can we get the new one up in there and bolt it onto the knuckle? We'll see. I think that's gonna be a lot easier. Okay. So this is the problem. Working by yourself, trying to lift the strut and get a bolt started. Not the easiest thing in the world. And I'm probably going to totally block you, but I'm sorry. It's for a good cause. And of course the new bolts are a different size, so I had to get different. Not the new bolts, the new nuts are a different size. Okay, I should hold it there. Whew. That is rough. Alright. So yeah, I think, oh my gosh, that kills the back. I should, yeah, that'll turn. Okay, good deal. Let's see if we get the third nut started. Whew, man, that'll take something out of you, I'm telling you. All right, so just loose. That's all we're trying to get right now. All right, see if we can get it into the knuckle. I'm gonna try to move. No, I'm not gonna try to move you a little bit because I got so much crap. I can't move you. All right. Hope you can still see over my shoulder, but I think. Turn a little more. Come on. Alright, I'm gonna get in your way. Thank you. I can move far enough you can see on this side. So all we're trying to do is get this lifted up. Which you're fighting a control arm, of course. Get this shoved in here. Oh, come on. I just hope I didn't overextend the axle and break it. Which I think I did. Yep, I think I overextended the axle. Which is never good, which means you gotta pull the axle out, try to reassemble it, and then try to put everything back together. Oh, I was hoping not to do that. Oh, did I do it? No. Oh, come on, just go back in. Yeah. Alright, so this is what happens. And I'm going to kick that. So let me see if I can get you in there with a light so I can show you what I'm talking about. That joint right there is overextended. It pulled the axle out. So now we get to do the fun part of putting everything back together. Or taking the axle out first. And then put everything back together. Okay. If you've never seen the inside of a CV shaft, you're about to. This is not something you want to see, by the way. If you're going in here, you're going pretty deep. Try to get this band off of here. I do have the tool, but I don't have any more banding material. So this project may come to a stop real quick. There's no way to reuse it. Maybe I can just bust it right here. Maybe. Maybe not. Poor screwdriver. That's a Craftsman and you can't even get them replaced anymore. Maybe. Can I just grab this and pull it? Kind of get under it. Oh, you were there for a second. This is gonna be tough. If you can break it a little bit, get enough pressure on it, break it the rest of the way. There we go. Come on. There, perfect. All right, I got the band off. Oh, that don't look good anyway. Oh. Yeah, you can see it. It just pulled out. I think you can see. Hope you can see. But this end here, one of these popped off. So, let me get this grease cleaned up. This is not good looking grease. Oh, yuck. Oh, and it's thick. All right. And it's going everywhere. And I don't have any garbage bags over here. Perfect. I do now. Oh, so we need some axle grease. Clean all this up. This is disgusting. We'll go back in now. Oh, get back in there. Yep, it goes back in now. Okay, let's get this grease out of here. So I'm going to stop the video for now. I'm going to get some brake cleaner. I'm going to clean up both parts of this axle. And then I guess I'm going to run and see if I can get axle grease and some bands. Or some banding material anyway. We'll see if we can fix this axle and put it back together. Alright, you guys ready for this? I don't know if I am either. It's pretty simple though. These three things. I'm going to grease these, pop them back on, throw a bunch of grease in here, and then throw some grease in here as well. Pop that on, and I've got this thing called a speedy boot. I have never used it, but I'm thinking, oh, it's even got directions. I guess we'll read the directions when it's time to put it on. So first things first, let's get our not CV boot grease. We're just going to use wheel bearing grease because that's all I have, and that's going to have to work. And if this axle decides it doesn't want to stick around for long, well, axles are cheap. Pop that on. Oh yeah. I don't know what that just did, but it's on. Oh, I'm gonna have to cut that can down. I'm gonna try to do this, the normal way, just like packing bearings, I guess. Throw some on there. Boom, pop that on there, just like that. Oh yeah. And the grease is going to help hold these things in place. Whoa, calm down. Yeah. I don't know for sure if that's going to work, but whatever. Alright, so we got them on. They're going to stay there. And now we need to put a lot of this inside there. So, yeah, we're going to have to cut this thing down because I can't reach it all. Try to clean my hands off a little bit, and that's going to be impossible. If you don't like getting dirty, this is definitely not a job for you. That is for sure. And we're just going to cut it right about here. Yeah, come on. That's almost not even straight. Okay. Oh yeah. We'll throw some of this in here. And on the side. Of course, why not? Throw some more in there. Based on how much was in there, when we took it all apart, scientific method says 3 double finger scoops should be plenty. I'd really like to get some all the way down on the bottom. There we go. Oh yeah. That looks lovely, don't it? Probably not. I don't know. Alright, scrape the grease off. And wipe the hands off real quick. It's definitely not going to be good enough for anything. And let's see. Oh, come here. All I want is 2 little squares. That's all. Not 1, not 3, but 2. I'll wipe the edge off. Nope. And just like that. Come here. I said just like that. There we go. Axles back together. Now, we need to throw the boot clamp on there. And then I think this axle will be quote-unquote rebuilt. So follow along as we try to put this on here. I find it interesting that it's got these twist ties. And it looks like it's electrical taped. Great. Let me see if I can get that apart. Maybe. Alright, I'll come back when we're ready to actually do this. Okay, I think I got it. This should be interesting. Through there. Now, through there. Okay, looks good so far. Pull nice and tight. Good deal. I think. While maintaining tension, flip over the buckle. Okay, with a screwdriver, of course. So we got a screwdriver, little pliers to get tension. Oh, they're showing two pliers. How in the world am I supposed to get enough tension on this thing? Well, I have no idea, because all it's doing is unless this is going to be something else. Can I grab these somehow? No. Can I stop that from moving somehow? Get some tension on there. Well, this is going to be a struggle. Okay, it went just like I thought it did. I just wanted to make sure, so I did the little one because I'm not using that one. And yep, figured her out. Okay, so through here, get it in position. Okay, now pull with this one. And before we flip it over, we're going to grab the pin right there. Pull it nice and tight. Flip it over. Maybe. Maybe that's going to work. Take these. Maybe not do that. Bigger screwdriver. Not quite that big. By the way, this is totally not the way to do it, but this is the way it's getting done. Alright. Now I run that in there, and somehow we gotta try to stake that on there, which is going to be interesting. Because all I've got is a bunch of bent screwdrivers. Oh, there we go. There's one side. Oh, come on. And one side may be all we get. And that side's just flattening out. Okay. Fine. Do that. Let's see if we can cut this off real quick. Whew, maybe not. Alright. come on, you're cheap metal. Okay, we're gonna get the grinding wheel. We'll just cut that off. So I got the other strut done. It took like 10 minutes. I made sure I loosened up the axle first, and then took it out, put it in, took it for a drive. Everything's nice and quiet. So I will consider that a success. And now, of course, we're going to clean up the garage here real quick. And then it'll be on to the next project. But before we get to the next project, you'll see a control arm there. And I have to make a clarification, or a apology, I guess, that lower control arm that I showed you, that I thought was from SKP and had started to go bad in a year. No, that was the original one. This is the replacement that I thought was supposed to go on the other side. So when I did the other strut, that control arm looks fine. That's an SKP. This is an SKP. This is the one that's going to go in. I just don't feel like doing it right now. I've had enough of the element for right now. That's why I'm not doing the upper control arms. I'm finished. It's time to move on to something else for now. So the garage is clean. Element's done. Hope you enjoyed the video. We did the brakes and the rear calipers. We did those probably 6-8 months ago. And then went back up to New York, grabbed the element, brought it down. We put a windshield in it because not only did it have a bullseye right in the driver's view, but it started cracking out. So we got a windshield for it. We did the front struts. We rebuilt an axle that we didn't have to, or we shouldn't have had to. And what else did we do? We did something else too. Anyway, element's good to go again. Oh, we got new tires too, which I had them installed on the orange element, so I'm going to take them off and put them on the blue element. They've got the triple snowflake deal, which means it's going to be good for the snow up in New York. So, about ready to give that back to the wife and move on to the next project. See you next time, and keep your wrenches in motion.